Okay, so it was actually the Poppy,
which switch.
Yeah, as you mentioned, or as we already mentioned, Poppy always going to be really good into the Kalista. And I think in Nautilus, it allows you to have a guaranteed way to set up for the Draven. Do think that into Alistar specifically can be a little bit awkward because Alistar does have really solid disengage, but a surefire way to lock down either a Kalista or Taliyah in mid to late game team fights and set up for Guma to then throw some access, I think is you're never going to be too sad about. And also T1 didn't really have any engage, and Nautilus definitely is a better option for that than the Poppy would have been.
Yep.
A million times.
Oh, absolutely. It's looking like their bread and butter. But KT, they picked a bunch of new stuff. See how it goes. We hop onto the rift. I like the difference in the fan chants, because you can hear the KT fan desperation, even in the chants. And we're on the other side of the venue as well, and we could still hear it. T1, I think, sounded a little more confident, as that's cute, having a bit of an emote-off. This is where the emote-offs generally happen, but Zeus instead, in his brand new little pixel brush here, won't be able to demonstrate his emoting prowess, as this would be sad if BDD immediately had to use his flash, but he doesn't, and he's able to surf away things like that. It's exactly what you need to do, because pretty much what Hexflash does is it unlocks your flash to be used at any time. As Owner is looking to punish the new guys. Some hazing here.
Doesn't have W yet.
Yeah, this is very, very rough. In he comes, and Pyosik is nowhere near. The Ghost has been used. First Harpoon doesn't land as everyone chasing after Perfect, and he is really dead. There's first blood, and it goes to Zeus. Bad news here for KT. Yeah,
Gonna be done.
Oh no, it's still taking a bit of damage here as they do have the ward in the brush. The Rend is going to be available here. We'll see whether it can be stolen. No, Def not going to be able to do that. As he continues to throw some sticks into Carrier. Gamushi trying to find something here, but there's the Pulverize onto the Draven. 3 versus 3 here as Beryl has to flash very early on. And this is dangerous for KT. Another hook is going to land here as Pyosik has to flash as well. Def hopping mad. And KT just throwing their summoner spells around like they've got them for days.
And you can see as well that the burst is definitely enough. As in we go, 3 versus 3.
Yeah, Pyosik is here. That is a decent stun onto Carrier. He's still burning. Def should be able to grab it. And the Ren sets are starting to come through 1-1 now as KT have answered back towards this bottom side. Very important for Pyosik as well as, oh dear, Owner just caught out of position, does look to try and safeguard his way out as Pyosik. He does not have the ulti yet and he doesn't have his flash, so Owner will survive for now. But that is a decent little 1-2 punch, and I think Pyosik should be able to collect some shellfish for himself after that one.
Has now been instrumental in a lot of these plays.
The Pyosik upgrade, the Hyperbolic like LCS Time Chamber, man, it is insane.
And we saw it at Worlds, and we didn't trust it, right? We saw him against T1, and we're like, wow, that was a... We'll see. They picked up one of the Void Grubs right now, not more being taken just yet. As in, they go.
Yeah, there's the headbutt. Pulverize hasn't been used just yet, and yeah, Carrier, not a lot of places to go. Does still have his flash available, but is he just going to be CC'd to death? Yes! Is the answer, and so is Perfect. Yeah, he's not having a great time there towards that top side. Yeah, the flash has to be used there by Zeus, but that is, he's on the ground once again. Faker just going to spend some time here in this mid lane, looking for some plates if he can get them, as BDD makes his way back up, able to skate on these walls. That's going to make him feel a whole lot better. Or surf on the walls, sorry. Wrong board, Atlas.
And you can call Zeus T1's insurance policy if you know, a skirmish on the bot side of the map doesn't quite work out. BDD has a great roam towards the bot side. KT picks a dragon. That's fine, because you are not diverting resources to the one Rumble that I think we have always seen deliver in like the last, I don't know how many months of League gameplay, and that is Zeus sitting on 20 CS lead. 2-0, looking to go Leandri's first, picked up early Sork Pen boots as well.
Oh, the W flash pole is beautiful from Beryl. The Fate's call to get him out of dodge. The hook from Carrier though, and that will be able to get the counter kill. Pyosik should be able to answer it and is able to get himself out of there as well. Minion still, oh never mind, he's dead. Hey, that's going to be the double, and Carrier turns it around beautifully. 2 for 2 in the end, but I think we might make it an extra one as the Whirling Death comes in. Beryl not going to be taken down by the Draven. They want to try and cash in at least a little bit there. Faker is going to be able to lock that down in the end, so T1 with the advantage. Oh, we are going to have a little bit of a fight here, though. Carrier with a lot of sticks in him. Def not going to be able to find the kill with the Rend. Just a bit of softening up of that Nautilus. Gumayusi moving around. Does have his Serrated Dirk. A fair bit of damage there as Beryl Hex flashing forward. Both of these supports just bloodthirsty and on the right champions to do so as well. I just prefer not to watch this top lane, guys. This is just, it's just unfair. Perfect is going to die. Yeah. Back and forth, Faker getting the most of it, as there was that one Weaver's Wall play that BDD was able to make. That did cost him some minions.
And yeah, he got dove on level 2. And then after that, I think also playing into Zeus, we just see pretty sizable player gap there, unsurprisingly. But the first kill was in of itself not the end of the world. From this point onwards, though, it's a 2.1k gold lead.
No, it's absurd.
Like
and
that.
It's like the gold lead in itself is all for Zeus.
But unfortunately, even with Deft picking up a pretty sizable lead, has not led to the bot lane being completely out of the game. As the moment Zeus decides to join, you gotta let it go. And KT are looking like they might not, if they can burst down an individual target right from the get-go, there might be an angle. But I don't think T1 is going to walk into the trap, although Carrier just walks up and ward, and that'll be the end of it. And just the threat of a rotation from Zeus is enough.
So we'll see whether Deft can do his best bull impression and really close out this game with the Kalista.
Words I never thought it here is perfect again.
Oh dear. Well, Zeus is just going to let him live. He is a benevolent god, as it turns out.
Very apt, as Deft will be able to, on the next wave, take down this turret. And the key thing for KT is that it's not over just yet. I do think they're really fighting an uphill battle. The amount of team fighting power that's going to come from Zeus is really going to make this quite hard. And for KT, I think it's going to have to rely on either Deft having a really big team fight. Outside of the Nautilus, there aren't that many ways to reliably lock down this Kalista. So if T1 overinvest onto another target and Deft is able to... Zeus doesn't toast you before you get the opportunity to do so. These type of traps, though, could be something. Yoshik is on his way.
Yeah, there's a seismic shove. Now on cooldown, Faker not going to do anything aggressive. Moving back towards his turret, and oh dear.
It'll be big.
This could be the catch. As another seismic shove could be available. He is going to not. He's not there. He's not there anymore. A little bit late, but very, very close.
Hey. And the single target damage, I think, is still really, really good, as we do see some stacks. Beryl!
Right, in goes Beryl. There's the flash pulse, and they're looking for it. He pushes back the Rumble, and he's just dead. Couldn't even equalize them. They did exactly what you said, Chronicle. I thought it was impossible. Who is this Beryl? Where did they get him from? They imported him from 2019? What's happening?
And that's the one member on T1 that if he goes down, there is zero chance of a contest. If Guma goes down, he can still try something.
These breaks against Rumble are about the... As far as that CS number is concerned, Pyoshik will find a stun onto Carrier. Carrier takes that as a welcome. And in goes Beryl. Looks for another pulverize, and here are the two sides of Beryl. The Fate's Call is going to come through and save his life, though, as they get the knock-up onto Ono, who just explodes, pops like a balloon, but look at the equalizer damage once again, though! Headbutt Pulver, he's dead! KT have won the team fight, it's 2-1, and T1 are just going to back away. What?
KT?
No,
not going down, but
not KT, Beryl! He's wanting to cash those in as soon as possible. Needs to find a bank. Not sure who will provide one of those. Okay, this is sneaky.
That's a classic.
Yeah, let's see what they can do here, though, as Faker over the wall. Getting a lot of damage down. Perfect will be able to poke his nose in. Does see that they've started it. Pyoshik in the area. And he has got a really good smite button today. T1 do not want to risk it, but I love the attempt. Just test it. Test the theory. Gumayusi was able to actually press W. Runs out of the seismic shove nicely, and the Drake is what both teams are focusing on. Soul point here for KT, and another stack of Mountain would be huge.
Mid-prio for them. They can move into the river first, but We do see Owner still off to the sides, looking for a possible angle.
The range of engage is just so huge here for T1 as well, with that equalizer up and available. Vision now being gained. They don't have an amount of those, exactly. And Owner will find Pioshik there. There's the face call, the flash forward, and he interrupts the blast cone! Headbutt Polven, he's dead! Pioshik able to avoid the equalizer damage as well. That is a huge cooldown for this fight, and KT, they should be able to get themselves the Mountain Drake here as T1 scatter.
And the KT, another insane pick being found. Last one, I think, was over with this time. Deft actually uses face call, flashes forward. Just to ensure.
I'm struggling to fathom at the moment. Yep. Well, I don't know about all of it, but it's a fair bit. You actually would put a dent in it. As Pioshik now going to face check Zeus. That does not seem like a positive thing. He is going to get over the wall, and he's burning, ticking, and alive.
I don't know if you should recall there. Zeus has his ult now. Didn't have it just at that second, but now they're going to immediately try T1 Baron.
There it is. And KT, they know exactly what's going on here, but can they actually do anything at all about it? That's the question. Deft is hoofing it as best he can. And Carrier, moving on forward. Perfect, not going to be able to find too much here as Carrier gets over to the wall. And Perfect still going aggressive, still going in. Faker is going to get pulled back by the Q as the equalizer goes down. Not exactly the greatest one we've seen, though. And KT still looking for more. Still looking for this team fight. As Face Call comes in, there's that flash pulverize, but he's not the target. It's Pioshik that locks down Carrier, but can they find the team fight? Perfect went so incredibly deep. But T1, they still have the Baron. It's a 1-for-1. And the flash hook from Pioshik just barely misses the backside of Gumayushi as he makes his way out. And T1 will say, all right, that's fine. We got a Baron. We're fine with this. Jeff dashing forward. There's the pulverize from over the wall. Emperor's Divide hits everyone, though, as Faker is burning, but I think he will survive. Carrier may not be so lucky as Deft picks it up. So Carrier is going to be taken down. Faker has to go back and doesn't have teleport, and now there's an all-out onto Zeus. The Weaver's Wall coming in. Zeus trying to be the hero as BDD almost just dead. The Honey Fruit not quite there. And another Q. Owner is delivered, and that was a weird interaction, but Perfect is once again dead. Owner is also, though, as Deft cleans it up in the pit. Not quite the kill from the Draven. What? That was chaos. Who won?
Telecom War!
Oh,
no, it didn't
baby.
matter. Didn't matter. No, it's no dragon.
Oh, yeah,
fine.
Right. Oh, yeah, it's 40 seconds.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
No, T1 probably is the winner because they're the one that still can push on. It's Pioshik.
And also, Pioshik might just be dead. Yes, he is.
Okay, yeah, T1 won. T1.
T1 won that, yeah.
Yes, they won the play.
When we were confused a bit, thanks Pioshik for letting us know exactly what the outcome was there. As Faker going to be interrupted, there's a Fate's Call. Faker could just be dead. Another pulverize, and he's thrown around like a ragdoll. Sticks are ripped out, and Deft locks that one down to KT win now. Like,
what is happening?
Can't keep up.
We can't breathe.
Oh my goodness.
And now they're going to get Soul.
All right, well,
I think.
I mean, Pioshik's still dead.
Yeah, well, I don't care. You have Deft.
Yeah, that's true. He's got a decent.
No, they can't. They can't. They need more. And Faker, I don't know what the teleport cooldown timer is, but probably going to be up when his Deft timer times out.
Okay, so back to a T1 victory on this one.
I'm going to call 50-50.
All right, when in doubt, just look at the top and count the gold. 1.6, T1 are in the lead, okay? There we go.
Yeah, okay, but dragons, though. Faker's going to TP in 8 seconds. Look at the item breakpoints. Faker does actually have a death cap now. No death cap available for BDD.
They don't find the seismic shove as Pioshik dashing on forward. They could just do that, though, I guess, because of the blast cone. And now the teleport from Faker gets him in here. It is an honest 5v5. As Deft is in that mid lane, trying to clear things out. Vision now down.
If Prio found, Carrier is on the ward right now.
Oh, this is dangerous. Deft can. He doesn't have Fate's Call, so never mind. Not going to be able to make that one work. They want to stack up this rend as much as possible. The Rage Blade also there. And the sticks are just increasing. It should be Mountain Soul. Yeah, the Weaver's Wall comes in. Can Owner do something heroic? And the answer is no. There's Mountain Soul. Carrier also potentially in trouble as Owner doesn't quite find the Sonic Wave. And KT just wanting to get out with their prize, and they will be allowed to do so.
Mountain Soul.
I'm going to have a heart attack this series.
Yeah, no,
I think I might.
This is game one, Atlas.
Yeah.
After this, I'm sure BDD also going to have his death cap done as well. And this is where, you know, the Void Staff for Faker, he's going to feel great about this. Gumayushi also has his Lord Dumbs already.
Yeah. BDD looks for it, finds Faker with the seismic shove. The flash has to be used. Faker does make his way out. Big cooldown.
Deft?
Yeah.
Oh, that's Barrel. That's a Barrel flank.
This is definitely a Barrel flank. It's both of them, and Barrel doesn't even need the Fate's Call to start this one off. Carrier, oh, the seismic shot not going to be there. Barrel not able to flash on top of Zeus, who has a, oh dear, there's that Fate's Call we were talking about, and he is going to be taken away from this fight. T1 now find themselves on the wrong side of this battle. And the equalizer now on cooldown. He's not in there. Ono looks for the kick, but where's the follow-up? The Empress Divide's kind of massive, but Def able to take down Faker, and now it is just an seismic shove onto 2, and KT might find it. The cash in, it comes in, but it comes too late. And KT with 4 up and available, they're looking for the end.
And the first game of the Telecom War delivers, Atlas!
Oh my god, man! And I feel like we were saying it all week that this was the outcome, but it's honestly not how I was feeling moving in.
There will be justice
There
for this time.
will be, it better be a 12 out of 12, otherwise it's not justice to me, Chronicler. This guy, this was vintage Beryl Alistair. He was the Alistair guy. Somehow Carrier finds depth with that hook, but they are still going to have enough to take down this Nexus, and KT will play game 1 in the Telecom.
Going to be so reliant on Beryl and Pioshik to work in perfect tandem to start off these fights. And starting fights into Cassante, Poppy, and Kench, it's about as unfun as it gets, and you will have to engage because you have no range, zero.
Yep.
You have the longest range thing you have is
Needle
perfect ult. Yeah, it's perfect ult. That's it. That's all you got. So I think T1 are looking at this draft and they're like, no rush 20.
100%.
And then we win the game. And you win, I think, quite hard.
Yes. Oh, I can hear some of the manic cheers from the KT fans, and I can understand it after the draft. Because this is looking... Yeah, it's... when you have a look... Like, often we do adjudicate based on range, based on what a team fight is going to look like in the later stages of the game. This could, like... Because you can't do the same thing in solo queue, right? You can look at drafts in solo queue and think, oh yeah, this is going to do this, and this is going to do that. Most of the time, it doesn't matter at all. Because a champion gets fed, champion doesn't get fed. People do their jobs, they don't, and it doesn't quite work out that way. But T1 are a well-oiled machine. They've been around for a very long time with exactly this roster. Yeah. Can he finagle a way out of this is the question, as Ona throws a buckler at him and he's just dead. The answer is he cannot. Deft also may not be able to, does have to flash as Pioshik walks over a ward, so they know that he's on his way in. The Vi at level 3 just not able to offer too much here, and T1 are already stopping KT from playing League of Legends, which is what they're here for.
T1 is not happy.
Yeah, is he about to get solo killed? No, he's just going to flash. It's going to at least keep him alive, but this lane is also looking a little bit dire.
They're proxying the wave.
Yeah, and why not? Oh, Pioshik is rotating around. I don't know what a level 1 barrel is going to be able to do about this.
He has E.
He does.
He doesn't even...
Pioshik is soaking the... oh my goodness, Faker wants in on this. Teleport towards the bottom lane here from BDD as well. I have no idea. It's B-Ram. A-Rab. It is everyone's in the bottom lane. That's what's happening. The top lane is also going back to base. We'll see whether they also teleport to the bottom lane. And Shroud, pretty powerful. Pioshik does have a slight level advantage, but as you can see, Vi into Poppy, ladies and gentlemen. Not exactly the most fun, as there's a heroic charge. And Pioshik realizing that this is not the kind of fun that he's looking for. There's first blood. Oh, sorry, second, as Perfect is also going to get solo killed by Zeus. It is a complete catastrophe all over the map.
It's a very different game, Atlas.
It is. Well, I mean, the early game was kind of like this, to be honest, but not quite this.
I don't think it was like this.
No, the top lane
Weird.
was. The top lane definitely was. The rest of the map was not.
I think what we're learning here is that the problem was in fact not picking Poppy.
Yeah,
that's what I'm learning. So Pyosik died, disrespecting owner. Beryl died, and Deft had to give up and is now literally being doubled in CS because of Beryl disrespecting. And then Perfect got 1v1 in a counter matchup, but I'm not going to harp on the Perfect thing too much because he is a rookie playing against one of the best top laners in the world.
Well, now
maybe he can get carrier.
Barry's going to have to flash as Pyosik walks. The Abyssal Dive does come on through here as the Blade Caller coming down for Deft. That is a lot.
Given how the early game has played out, I feel like we're feeling reasonably good about that win streak continuing. Because KT's one thing, I think, was trying to find big moments in mid-game. And if they don't, then they can always win. I think there is a lot of scaling. Like Kali, Gwen are obviously really big threats. Xayah, Rakan, it's self-explanatory as in how these two can team fight mid to late game, but you get outranged so badly. Even with the hard engage of Rakan, even with the hard engage of Vi being available there, you're trying to hard engage it to Kench, but there isn't actually a whole lot for him to do.
But he is there.
Well, yeah, maybe they can take down Guma if they can cancel the back here. Otherwise, he's going to be doing a whole lot more waiting. I don't think he wins the 1v1 against Carrier.
Oh my goodness.
They have no idea. Okay, where are you going, Pyosik?
Yeah, this is the thing. I'm looking for,
is
like...
he killing Faker?
He goes to the... Okay, there's an all-out. Perfect, looking to try and dash his way out of this one. He has the needlework. He's trying to dodge. Oh! Is it going to be the return? It's not. Zayas is going to get another solo as Ona finds some knockups here. Deft with that Featherstorm getting into the sky. The quickness is good, though, and Ona should be going down, but no, the Devourer is going to be there. Ona is spat out. He's got the huge shield. Is now BDD. Perfect execution, but into the back line. That's a kill for Gumayushi. He's been waiting for the entirety of game one, and now this one. Super Mega Death Rocket sails by, though. And Beryl, he will live for at least a couple more seconds. And Carrier gets over that wall. Can he survive is the question.
Perfect STP, doesn't want to commit, doesn't look like it.
Yeah, BDD into the Shroud, doesn't get the backflip. And so Gumayushi will survive for the moment. Beryl is trying to battle dance his way around. They're alive for the moment as these rockets are flying in, but BDD is just going to be taken down. It's a double in the end for Gumayushi, sort of an extended triple as he's now on that killing spree.
And while the top half of the map feels very reminiscent of game number one, in the bot side this time around, T1 is able to generate a large lead for Gumayushi's Jinx.
And Corki can be now played with all of his buttons as well, as now looking for Faker here is Pyosik, does find the cease and desist, as Ona says no. He would prefer it if they just left. BDD wanting to get this kill off on the back end as in goes Beryl. Doesn't quite get the quickness onto Faker, who just walks. He just gets himself out. Ona not going to be so lucky as BDD, oh, the gleaming quill heal is going to come on through, able to block out there as well as the tongue lash comes in. Good Vault Breaker as now Carrier's moving away and BDD aggressively moving forward. I thought maybe he'd just take another casual turret shot just because he could. Gumayushi should be able to grab this turret at the same time. Def not going to be able to do too much to stop it.
And the investment that it made pays off a little bit. They're not able to kill Faker, but they are able to at least get something. But they pay for it very heavily because Guma, they're going to contest. Teleport coming in.
Yeah, Faker teleporting forward. Doesn't have the package, is now Carrier looking for the opportunity. That's Faker that takes the Cloud Drake. Not sure how that one happened, but it happened. And now Deft is just running for the hills. There is the Featherstorm, but Gumayushi still looking for more. BDD might be able to find him. Pyosik is dying here in the jungle up on the back end. That is Faker collecting that kill. BDD is now walking around and things like that. And there is an alive Gumayushi. So something happened. Gumayushi lived in the end as Zayas doesn't take damage. And Perfect is really wondering how this champion is allowed to be this incredibly fed. And the turret going to be taken down here. Zayas is just... they're looking to try and defend. Of course, this is a position that Xayah actually do perform relatively well in as a defensive champion. But when Beryl just gets eviscerated by a couple of buttons, you're thinking to yourself, why did we opt in for this?
How did we end up here?
Yeah.
Why did we?
What were the decisions that led us to this moment? And there are a few of them. Zayas is also absolutely massive, as we can see here. Carrier going to get engaged on one more time. He is pretty tanky, but there is Beryl. They are able to take down the Tahm Kench. And Perfect finds himself into that backline, so no real answer here as BDD has a flank angle as well. Perfect diving forward, my god, Gumayusi's going to be taken down, and now BDD, the perfect execution, he doesn't get the shuriken, but still, he's able to chase after the pop of the ignite. It's ticking, and Beryl's able to lock it down, but the extension is so large. Zay is almost able to just clean it up, but it snip goes Perfect. And the Gwen will still be able to find the kill. And KT somehow find an advantageous team fight. But let's see whether they can string a few of those together, because it can't stop here. As Pyosik, he's going in. Cease and desist down onto Gumayusi, but maybe that's what needed to happen for Pyosik, as Gumayusi's bullet follows him all the way forward. And now they are in the shooting rounds. BDD, does he have the perfect execution to try and lock this one down? Zeus is all the way underneath an inhibitor turret. He goes all out, but Perfect is kind of okay with it. BDD is real dead though, and Gumayusi, he is now tidying up as the triple kill comes in, and Zeus is still alive. He went for a journey amongst as many inhibitor turrets as he could find, and
it's a clean ace.
Is it just the game?
Oh, Pyosik is already alive again.
Oh, it's 19 minutes. Yeah, maybe the death times aren't quite long enough. It's an 8,000 gold lead though, and whether the game ends right now, I think it's already over.
So do we stamp this one? That's my question.
Stamp it with what?
Well, we have the stamp of approval in game 1.
Oh, approval of what? Little engaged, because there was a... Oh, okay. There was almost a Baron attempt, but it doesn't happen. Gumayusi's done a lot of damage, and for a Jinx, pre-20 minutes, or at least now ticking over towards 20 minutes, that is a big deal. Gumayusi probably pretty mad about what happened in the last game. This time around 7-1-3 on this Jinx. As over goes Ona, Steadfast Presence gets a fair bit of value, and package delivered! FedEx from Faker into the backline, absolutely obliterating them. That Baron was all a cunning ruse, and how many aces do you need? They don't have enough sleeves for all of these aces chronically. In fact, they do. That's 2 of them, isn't it? And they are just going to move towards the base and look to take this one down. Perfect does get some bounty gold, so there we go. But this game is done and dusted. And we are going to 3 in this telecom war. I think next time, perhaps a different attempt in the drafting phase of this game. They went for it. It was a Hail Mary, and they sort of punched themselves in the face. T1, they'll claim it. Oh, God. Okay.
Yeah, that's not going to be a fun time for Perfect. It already has not been, but it's about to be even less fun. T1, evergreen comp. We've seen them play this comp like a million times.
That Aatrox lock-in hit like a punch in the gut. It really did. You know, often Casantes can have an okay time into the Aatrox, but we've seen what Zeus can do when he smells blood in the water, when he is on a champion like this. Perfect really could be in for it here. We'll see whether Pyosik is going to try and help him out, or whether he is once again going to be left on that island trying to do his very best. On what? All right. Fans very loud here in a sold-out LOL Park for today's match. Saw a very interesting tweet by Finn earlier on today, which was saying that queuing up for a game of League of Legends here in Korea is often a very quick affair, no matter which league you're in, which division you're in. But when the telecom war's on, the queue times are extraordinarily long, because everyone stops and they watch this match. Getting his eye in, Carrier looking pretty good there as Wind becomes lightning, and Ona taking a bit of damage here as the knockup should be coming through. There it is. Pyosik doing well, gets through the aftershock as now BDD and Faker also fighting, but another Wind becomes lightning, and there's the flash forward, and it's just a solo kill! Alright.
Not bad!
He was swift as a coursing river!
With that, Pyosik showing again what he has to offer. Faker!
Alright, is this another solo kill? There it is, the clockwork, it's winding up, and oh no! Faker almost to the minions! That's why you drink your potions, ladies and gentlemen! And, oh my goodness, it's game 1 all over again. Let's pretend game 2 didn't happen, because that was barely a game. And this one's certainly keeping us on our toes. Is Carrier and Barrett, what is it, 1v1 Central? We're just 1v1ing over and over again. The Tidecaller, blessing Carrier here, but he does get Mega Fire kicked. That is going to
There's no flash
stop that
on
one.
Faker.
And he's also extraordinarily low. There's no flash on Pyosik either, as the orb does come in. Pyosik just pushing him away. And remember, BDD is also extraordinarily low. Now a 2v2, not there. Faker kind of baiting for the moment.
They might have suspicion, though, if Faker's still staying around. Wouldn't be surprised if they think Hex Flash is available, though.
Yeah, and there it is. Pyosik does come on through as BDD. Back to his jungler, and now Faker's moved forward. Owner is taking the brunt of this damage for now, though. Dissonance value huge. When Becomes Lightning does spot the gap between the two of them. As Owner with his Aftershock not taking too much damage, but...
we're back to ARAM.
Yeah,
just an ARAM.
Now there's a Shockwave. Beryl somehow gets caught, but the Fire Kick is going to get Owner away. Pyosik now dashing forward. The bubble is going to connect, and Faker takes down the jungler. And now Beryl having to get out of there. He may have a campfire, but he doesn't have too much more, and he's still going to get knocked up. There's the ebbs and the flows, and Carrier locks down that one as well. Well,
Beryl.
As it stands, that is going to net T1 about a 1,000 gold lead. Not end of the world or anything for KT, but we see the game continuing down this path. We could, we could need some help, the two of us. So it might just be a little bit too intense. Is Gumushi going to continue that? Beryl, oh my goodness, just culled. The bubble not going to connect. If that had him, he was most definitely dead. As once again, the battle ensues between the mid laners and the junglers over this control ward. Oh dear. Beryl looking for that back. It's not going to work out here as he almost just dies. And sometimes you get caught back, and they do manage to clear out the vision. So another attempt at going home.
It's a replay?
Yeah, we're seeing more replays. As Pyosik going to get Shockwave once again. He dashes on top of Faker here, trying to keep himself up, but it does not work. And a Magnet Storm comes through. BDD a little bit late on that one as the bubble is going to get shifted out of the way of. Crash down to come forward. Does he have the Shattering Strike? The answer's no. Not going to opt in for it. They're just going to take their wins and move on back away. And T1 just taking incremental advantages in this game.
Does make it a lot harder for BDD and Pyosik to find a counterplay on this Orianna.
Taken out. Oh, getting swept underneath his turret. BDD finding a good opportunity, gets the flash from the Orianna here. I don't think it's a kill.
No, it's gone.
It's a great play, though. Yeah.
Fix the issue.
Beautiful.
Big win.
So, Def now under fire. There's the flash. Magnet Storm, Crash Down coming on through, but Owner not able to lock him down. Red-White guns are pretty good as the culling is blocked here. As Pyosik, right place, right time this time to save his bottom lane. Still, there's not a lot left available. Shockwave does find the air. As Faker now still looking for it onto BDD. Health bars very even, and this orb needs to be respected. BDD gonna have to go back. Does have teleport, as does Faker, as Deft here. Still has that Crescendum Severum combo. Moonlight Vigil comes down onto Carrier just to say, please leave me alone. And now, Owner coming back one more time. The bubble just barely misses, or maybe it landed. And Beryl had the ulti just in time, but we didn't even see the animation. That's how close the timings were. And Zeus getting over the wall. We haven't really checked in on that top side just yet. He is going for the lethality Aatrox that he very much likes, though.
I think that's about as much as you can ask for, especially with your early insurance plan of Xin Zhao not really working out so far. It doesn't solve the issue because there is still a Storm Razor's now done. We have Imperial Mandate for Carrier. Faker almost gonna finish his item soon. Same for Zeus. There's a lot of mid-game power that you need to deal with. But I think KT's comp does have the power to, like, if a slight overextension comes through, might still be able to make a way through. And KT...
not going to find it. BDD, good positioning defensively.
Yeah, keeping safe. That's exactly, just absorb the pressure.
And now Owner looking to try and make another attempt onto BDD. Good positioning from Pyosik as Emperor's Divide misses. And now BDD's going to get punished for it. The Magnet Storm's beautiful. The Shockwave's better. And there is the kill on the Azir. Pyosik will find the knock-up onto Owner. They may not be able to get another one. But still, feels like damage has been done. They've just given a kill to the two main players of this KT in game number one, as Carrier could be in trouble. Doesn't find the bubble. As the culling is going to be the answer. Moonlight Vigil comes down as Owner is here. Good positioning from him. And we'll see whether they can find some sort of dive. Deft is doing his best to keep them at arm's length. And BDD doesn't have teleport. He's not going to be helping out here, so that should be This turret taking a whole lot of hurt, and they're zoned away from the experience. It's a disaster here for KT bottom lane.
And up until this point, KT still had some semblance of agency, but after that mid lane 2v2 fails, not only do Faker and Owner get further ahead, but immediately Owner paths towards top, or towards bot rather. Faker does a halfway rotation through the jungle as well. So Deft and Beryl now have to give up
2 waves?
2 waves. So many plates going down just before the plate cut off as well. That's game number 1.
So far, looking a little bit more similar to game number 2, but not as bad. You know, not feeling as completely over as that one was, as Faker makes his way down towards this bottom side. A little bit of a disengage there as Beryl feels like he has a target on his back. There is the Crescent Guard. It's going to go wide there as teleports are coming through. Owner might just be dead. There's the knock-up. And in goes Perfect. Can he find Faker as the all-out comes in? Special delivery as he's also fire kick, trying to go even further in. I'm not sure about that one. But I like the gusto from the young man as Infernal Chains. Deft is bubbled, pulled back and destroyed. Double kill for Gumayusi, and T1 once again out on top.
A big misstep there, unfortunately, for Perfect. Goes a little bit too ham.
Yeah, and Zeus is in position as now Pyosik is very dead. Super dead. He is going to get stabbed there. Owner is going to be able to collect that kill. And Deft trying to do what he can underneath this turret here, but it is on its last legs. BDD down to 50% as well as Faker is looking relentless on his Orianna. And KT, it feels like they're circling at this point. It is 4,500 gold the lead here for T1 as BDD once again doesn't find it, but the shockwave goes wide as well. Good sidestep there from BDD. Orb awareness. Something that you certainly need to have as here's the jump scare as good flashes do come on forward. But Beryl, he ain't going to be so lucky. The culling comes through, and that is going to take down the Melio. Gumayusi still has more, though, as bubbles having to be avoided left, right, and center. Deft will take down the last cannon. That should at least abate some. Simon Carrier clearing up the wave. And this is the thing, when T1 gets an advantage like this, they're not fighting just for fighting's sake. They're fighting around enemy objectives. So they managed to get that pick-off kill, but that also leads to an outer turret going down, decent damage on an inner turret at the same time, and not giving KT any room to breathe. It's going to be a very tough task getting back into any sort of control here now that this snowball has really started rolling down the hill. Of course, we said that things were difficult in the past for KT, and they have found themselves some miracles, especially 3 of the players that are on this particular squad. But it's a tall order here today in this particular game.
Giving up?
He is not. He's looking for Carrier. Tidal Wave does find Deft to stop the Aphelios from getting any closer. Perfect has popped the Ghost, trying to find his way in, looking for the opportunity there. Gets on top of 2, but he's still taking a lot of damage. And BDD not finding his entrance way either. No flashes available. And I like the fact that KT is still looking for it. Didn't find it on that angle, though.
That's what they got to do. But it feels like the X factor of game number 1, and we all know what it was, just isn't there. Because Beryl right now playing an Enchanter. Eventually Deft will become an absolute menace. But I don't think we're going to ever see that point. This is exactly what I was afraid of. With this type of composition for T1, their mid-game acceleration generally is very tough to deal with.
Oh yeah.
And right now they're up almost 7k gold, 2 dragons. It's a relatively weak dragon, which is nice for KT.
But he's going to need a whole lot more to deal with the amount
Why not?
that they're going to do. And yeah, I mean, when in doubt, do Baron. As Carrier just going to try and spy where everyone is. Gumayusi moving on over. Pyosik able to sidestep the bubble. As they do pull off the Baron for the moment. He's at least bought them a little bit of space here as, all right, Pyosik just going to go in. There's the Crescent Guard to try and deliver Owner into that, I guess, amount of damage. But the shockwave is so big from Faker! And yeah, Moonlight Vigil lands, but the damage is well and truly done. Perfect trying to do what he can, but he's wondering where the heck his teammates went. They are in the death chamber, and sometimes Faker just finds it.
And KT think that T1 actually commits to the back. T1 was already fully pulled off, but I don't think they really had a way of knowing. Vision was being denied. KT didn't want to lose further grip of that game, and in trying to pull it back, they invited an unfortunate disaster in the form of that shockwave.
Yeah, another flash has to come out there as BDD gets Faker away from the inner turret. But he was just pushing up the wave. They managed to get the Baron for free. And T1 now moving ever closer to a 10,000 gold lead at 20. You'd say that it's not over till the Nexus falls. You can say things like that if you want to. It is a bit of a classic.
Is it true? Yes.
Yes. Is it likely that KT's Nexus is the one that falls? Yes.
It is is it a statement with value to say that, you know, it's not over until the Nexus falls?
No, not really. Not in this game, I don't think.
I don't know. It might have entertainment value. If you've heard it for the first time.
We could poll the viewers. See whether that's something that we should just take out of our repertoire. Could opt out.
Or use more of.
Or use
You
more.
don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe the people love it.
That's true. I'm making assumptions. And I don't know.
Well, I'm assuming that they do in fact know what game state we're currently in.
Well, inner turret is going to fall. That is the last remaining one. 6-0 on turrets. KT have managed to get 2 kills so far this game. Outside of that, not much more. This Chemtech Drake, not long for the world. T1 going to get themselves to Soul Point. How consequential that is, not entirely sure. It's Perfect going to do his best to try and get himself some damage on this outer turret, but even that, he is not confident enough to stick around and see through to the end.
And they have to. Once Baron is gone, the game is basically gone. No matter what, but all summoners are available, right? And we joke around a lot, but realistically, who do you try and engage on here? Lucian is mega mobile. Carrier's positioning very defensively. Faker still has flash available and is such a big threat. And his Baron about to be gone. All or nothing for KT.
Yeah, and they do manage to get some vision around here as Pyosik takes so much damage here from Gumayusi. Testing their new items, and look at this Baron. It's already very close to going down, and I don't think Pyosik will be able to get in there. They do manage to secure it, and now Gumayusi looking for even more. Good fire kick to interrupt the culling. As in goes PDD, finds 3, but there's no one else there. No one's in the vicinity, and he's taken down. My God, this Zeus damage is absurd. And it's a decent little attempt there. A last breath, perhaps, from KT, but T1, they snuffed them out, and now they're looking to clear up this base and claim the first telecom war of 2024 as their own.
And it was a rough start for T1 in game number 1, getting taken down by KT. But game 2 and game 3, even though this one wasn't as fast, a completely different story.
I think the emotional damage of this particular game was higher.
It's worse.
Yeah, game number 2.